Hi guys, welcome to Millennium Movie Fan Channel. My name's Tyler. Today's review is for The Mandalorian, Chapter 10, The Passenger. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you give me a thumbs up down below, hit the like button, hit subscribe and the little notification bell, and also share this video around all your friends and family on Facebook, Twitter, and social medias. In this episode, Mando's driving the speeder away, as we see in the end of the first episode, and he's knocked off it by a tripwire. He takes out the guys that were going after the baby. Then we see that his jetpack can be remote controlled. He has to work his way back to a major city. When he gets there, he finds the mechanic lady again, our friend, that lady. You know her. This time she's playing sabacc with this big ant guy, and she says she has the idiot's array, which is in a lot of the books and the comics and stuff. Lando especially is tied in with those stories where they're playing sabacc in other ancillary materials. Baby Yoda's so hungry in this episode, it's funny. So they have the crate dragon meat and they're cooking it, and they mention it too. And the lady's like, yeah, I hope you brought some of that meat back. And Baby Yoda's like looking at it like, oh man. He wants to eat everything in this episode. The mechanic drops the name of the Rodian species, which is what Greedo is in the Star Wars universe. That was kind of cool. And then we see how hungry Baby Yoda is. He's looking at the eggs of this passenger woman who's like a frog species. He wants to eat those eggs, and he keeps going back and back for the eggs, and Mando has to be like, stop eating those. And that was really funny. That was a good gag that they kept going back to. Once they're on the ship, Baby Yoda actually eats one of those eggs, and then two X-Wings pull up to the Razor Crest, and one of the X-Wings I at least identified as Dave Filoni, who was an X-Wing pilot in one of the other episodes that Bill Burr was in. He flew in, his name was Wolf something. That's appropriate because Dave Filoni loves wolves, but he was the director of the Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels, and he's a director in The Mandalorian too. In the first season he did a couple episodes, and this season he's also directing some, so it was really cool that they have him appear in this. But Mando's going to make an escape from them because he knows he's wanted and he can't just stop, and he can't put his signal on because everybody would know where he is and would be coming for him for the baby. So he's like, what do I do? And he's got to just take off. He can't go to light speed, I guess, because it would destroy these eggs. So Mando crashes on this ice planet, and he slides across the ice and into this cavern. The frog lady reprograms the Zero droid that was from the episode where they break out of the prison also, and that was a great droid character. I like that a lot. So they brought him back. Hopefully he's still reprogrammed and they can use him and other things. But this is how she communicates to Mando, like, hey, we're gonna freeze overnight, we gotta do something, whatever. And she ends up wandering away from the ship, and Mando goes after her. And when they're in this cave, boom, it opens up big. Baby Yoda's eating these baby spiders, but a giant spider crawls out of the cave and is coming after them and knocking through the side of the walls, and there's little spiders running everywhere. And it was very reminiscent of Ant-Man when he's running with all the ants and they're climbing on the sides and stuff. And that is not a coincidence because Peyton Reed, who directed Ant-Man, directed this episode. I like the color scheme of this too, when they're running through the cave and it's all the blue lights, and how they shot that was awesome. And it was pretty exciting having them go through, and the spiders are catching up. Mando's got to shoot them, and the spider would be on the other side of the thing that they would come through, and they'd have to like run to the other way. But the spiders chase them all the way to the Razor Crest, and when they get in there, they get into like the cockpit, and they're trying to shut the door, and they're all crawling through, and there's one on Baby Yoda's head. You're like, oh no, get it off, save the baby. And to get the door shut, Mando flamethrowers all the spiders that were crawling through, and they make a point to show Baby Yoda's reaction to it. And they've been doing that, especially with the fire. When Baby Yoda sees the fire, they make a point to show that he's seeing that. And I don't know if it's because they plan to use that on his character development later on and make him like violent as he grows up or have violent tendencies. We saw that with Cara Dune. He starts force choking her when he's protecting Mando, he thinks, when they're arm wrestling. But they show it with fire especially. There was a episode where he was breaking Baby Yoda out from the client in the first season where he flamethrowers a guy. They made sure Baby Yoda saw it. And I thought the payoff of that was going to be that Baby Yoda blocked the fire from the flame trooper in the last episode of season 1. But they keep doing it more and more with fire. We saw it in the last episode and this episode that whenever there's the flamethrower used or fire, Baby Yoda's looking at it. So I hope Baby Yoda doesn't get burned by fire or something happen, or Mando burns him and he like isn't close with him anymore and doesn't trust him like as he gets older. I don't know if something's going to happen. I don't want that to be the case, but I think they're just using it as the violence is impacting him. So they get rid of the spiders, and out of the cockpit at least, but they're surrounding the outside of the ship. At this point, the X-Wing fighters come back and save Mando, and then they let him go because of some of the good he's done, despite having a warrant out for his arrest. And I thought that was pretty cool. So they said just fix that beacon that they wanted him to put on in the first place, and we'll let you go about your way. So that's exciting, but right now his ship is pretty jacked up, so they're just going to the nearest system. It's called Trask. I don't know if that's any kind of significance. I've never heard of that before. It sounds really familiar, but I couldn't find anything on Wikipedia when I was looking it up. And I got on my phone immediately and was like, what the hell is that? But it didn't stand out to me, so I'm interested to see what this planet is. I'm sure we'll find out that Boba Fett is still on Mando's tail and that there's other people coming after Baby Yoda still. It's interesting to see what Episode 3 will be, when Ahsoka will come in, if at all, and when we'll see Mando interact with Boba, and when we'll get maybe Cara Dune or Greef Karga back as reoccurring characters with Mando. We know that they're in Season 2. I wonder what episode that's going to be. Maybe we'll get that in the next one. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what some of your speculation is, what you think is going to happen. If you picked up any Easter eggs that I didn't get, I know I like to catch a lot of them, but just seeing it firsthand, I miss a lot of the little details in the back, and I've only seen it once through. But I like this episode a lot, guys. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video. And like I said in the beginning, share us around all your friends and family and social medias, and hit the little notification bell if you're subscribed, and that helps know when I post these videos. Sometimes they go under the radar, don't get put in sub boxes. But I will see you guys in the next video.